If they would like to go back for their Ancient Apparition, it is still there. It is not banned. Gyrocopter also unbanned right now. It was ignored last series though. A hero I don't think we'll see is probably the Night Stalker, something I don't think anyone plays anymore, but LSC picking up that Lich, a lane dominating hero, a hero that just lets you, I mean, like it says on the tin, dominate the lane. With Sacrifice, you can really make an offlaner or even a safe lane, really anyone's lane, miserable. The hero has decent team fight thanks to his Chain Frost, good lane harass, and a lot of slows coming in the form of both just his offensive abilities, and of course, you have Ice Armor, which can make your teammates much more durable, and your towers. Then LSC picking up the Doom 2. I really like this opener, actually. Lots of control, really good laning heroes. Something LSC struggled with last game, I think, was just laning. I feel like perhaps if they do better in their lanes, they may have a better chance. I mean, that's obvious. I think they played well in the late game despite their huge advantage last game. So I think Lemon Snow Cones picking lane dominant heroes that they can really just force with. Is a very good idea. And Team Red, I know Mist really likes to play Warlock, was really wanting to play it, and he gets his wish granted. And that's a hero. I think both teams have very strong openers right now. There's a lot of team fight from Team Red, a lot of good stuns. LSC need to develop their team fight a little bit more. Of course, they've got 3 picks left to do just that, though. Will Red let them? Red removing Sniper again, a hero that so many AD2L teams, especially in Contender, just ban constantly. They just do not want to play against that hero. I mean, I get it. The hero is really annoying. Similar to those, you know, lane dominant, can just win the game by itself type of heroes. But Red taking their time on this next ban. You know, the offlaner and one of the supports for LSC can remove a good support like a Disruptor. You can get rid of the Witch Doctor that you used last time. But I don't know. I think Disruptor would be pretty good for LSC. But I don't know about the Witch Doctor. You can also get rid of something like Gyrocopter. I think that shores up a lot of LSC's weaknesses. It as a core. AoE, fights early, fights literally the whole game. That hero I don't think has like a weak point. But Team Red, remove the Anti-Mage. A peculiar choice. Perhaps LSC play it well, and LSC getting rid of that Medusa. That is sort of a telegraphed thing to do. You have Nyx Assassin and you ban Anti-Mage. That really feels like, oh, we might want to pick a Medusa. Like you really showed it. It's kind of like picking a Dazzle and, you know, or an Oracle, and Huskar's still available.
10 seconds remaining.
One of those sorts of things.
5 seconds remaining.
LSC waiting on their next pick. I like the Gyro, but I think Gyro is good pretty much every single game that you can play the hero, which is every game that it's not banned. They could also go for something maybe like a Juggernaut that does pretty well against Nyx Assassin. You might not want the Gyro because Nyx is able to stun it very, very easily against the Flat Cannon, against the Call Down. Gyro could easily stun himself on a Carapace. So I think Jug looks pretty good for LSC, even now. But if they don't want to pick a core, they could always go for like a Disruptor, but they might need some more like hard stuns. They don't have a whole lot of those. They've got a bunch of slows, and with Disruptor, they'd have a good AoE silence and a trap at the kinetic field. So they could go back for their Lion if they want. Yeah, and they do. I like it. I would like to see LSC get a little more mobile in their lanes too, something they didn't do last game. Team Red. I think they did want that Medusa, or were baiting out that ban, but then they kind of wasted the AM ban, I feel like. I don't think
5 seconds
I don't think you really
remaining.
pick AM unless there's like a Medusa. It's very situational. When the hero is shut down, he does next to nothing. When he has a good game, he's still quite strong, but I mean, against a Warlock and a Nyx, they could still definitely kill him. I wouldn't mind seeing Red go for the gyro themselves, like with the Warlock, the Fatal Bonds with like Flat Cannon and Call Down and even Rocket Barrage. That just so much damage spread amongst that team. Just really insane team fight. The hero comes online early and scales pretty well thanks to Flak. Death Prophet also still in the pool, but Team Red going for that Abaddon. Or Abaddon. Abaddon. I do like that pick. Will probably still struggle against Lich if the Lich is in his lane, just because you're getting the range creep stacked every other wave, making you push pretty much the whole time. Getting harassed by the Frost Blast. Not a whole lot of stuff to purge right now, but the shield could definitely save a teammate from a Doom, from a Finger. Maybe makes melee heroes less attractive in lane, since Abbott is pretty well against them. But I still wouldn't mind a Juggernaut for LSC. As for mids for LSC, I'm a huge proponent of Outworld Devourer. Pangolier could be a good choice for an offlane, but both teams have their offlane, which is a bummer because I really love Pangolier. Digging into their reserve time, they're practically out. LSC gonna have to make their pick soon. Looking for their mid or their safe lane. And they end up going for a Spectre themselves this time. And I think Team Red are able to put on the pressure enough that this could be a really rough Spectre game. I mean, you've got a Lich, and Lich is a hero that can almost single-handedly win your lane thanks to Sacrifice and Frost Blast. Really, he can. So it just depends on if they can make space or not. We saw Team Red make really just mountains of space with their Kunkka, with their Phoenix, for their Spectre to catch up and come online.
5 seconds remaining.
And then once the Spectre came online, LSC really struggled to win any fights or kill any heroes in the future encounters. And I think it's just a rough Spectre game. But they could make it work. I thought it was going to be a rough Spectre game last game too, and they really dominated with it. Red picking up that Venge, likely to run it as a core, just the way the rest of their heroes look. This is very much a core Venge. I think this is an alright game for that. Red looking like they want to group up early and push quickly. There is no Drow Ranger ban this time, but then you have to run Drow mid, which is horrible most of the time. Could go for Stormsteer has been banned, but I don't know if I would have picked that as red. Tinker's in the pool, but I don't think you picked that either. It's not really, it doesn't feel that good this game for them. Meanwhile, LSC, I think, want a space creating nuisance of a hero, something like a Queen of Pain, like a Puck. Lina removed by Red, that would have been a fair option. Or LSC can go for a Death Prophet. I think Red might want the Death Prophet themselves too, though. I like Death Prophet because I wouldn't say she's doom proof, but if she has Exorcism going and a Spirit Siphon in somebody, or even just Exorcism going and she gets doomed, it doesn't really matter that she was doomed. Her ult is going. That's like really what the hero is that ult. So if you get that doom up, if you can doom her after her ult, it doesn't matter. You need to get that doom before her ult is going.
5 seconds remaining.
So Red, they do have a little bit of reserve time. I would like to see the Death Prophet. I think they could push with it very quickly. It dominates the lane, and instead they go for that Monkey King. Another pretty good laning hero, maybe slightly less good in team fights and not as quick of a pushing hero, but with the Abaddon, Vengeful Spirit, they will push plenty fast. This does leave something like a DP available for LSC. Monkey King matches up okay against Death Prophet. I think if Monkey King gets Jingo off, he'll win the lane, but I mean, I think that's for pretty much every hero that he lanes against. Because Death Prophet doesn't do well against Burst as much as she does against sustained damage. But LSC grabbing a Tinker, that hero lanes very well against Monkey King, because even with Jingo up, you throw out a laser, throw out a blind, and suddenly Monkey King can't really do much of anything unless he can kill you with the Boundless Strike. Team Red trying to take this game number 2 after winning game 1. If they can take this game, they're only 1 away from being the AD2L Contender Division champs. Lemon Snow Cones trying to rebound this game, trying to come back into the series and show that they are forced to be reckoned with. So we'll see who managed to take this second game in this best of 5 LSC versus Team Red in the AD2L Contender Division. I'm liking the looks of both drafts. Again, every draft I call it for loses, so I'm not going to call it for anybody, just to not put that bad juju on either team. That would be so wrong of me.
Remaining.
And I don't know why the load times are so long. I guess it's the strategy time. Really liking the look of Neo's Vengeful Spirit, and it is going to be a core Venge in this case. Really loving these cosmetics, man, from both sides. Actually, this Warlock looks... This is just balling out of control. I really like the Abaddon, too. So game 2 of this best of 5 just about to start now. Nubel's going mid with his Monkey King Tar on the Tinker. Who comes out on top in this battle? That remains to be seen. When Tinker's laser is on cooldown, and it has one hell of a cooldown, I think he needs to be very, very careful. But as long as laser is up, he should be okay.
Prepare for battle.
So I guess since I was talking about the mids, may as well start with them. Tar playing Tinker. Distant Echo once again on the Lion. Talk about an Echo indeed on that encore performance. Spectre played by Ziggy this time. Aegis Sworn on the Lich, while Doom played by Snapped. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we got Abaddon played by Firefist. Nyx Assassin by Root. Nubels on this Winter, or I almost said Winter Wyvern. That's a little Dragon Courier, but that's a Monkey King. Monkey King. That's an M. Warlock played by Mist, and Neo playing the Vengeful Spirit. Core Venge is incredibly common, but I think it's probably actually pretty good this game.
30 seconds remaining.
I think it's not for any particular reason, as they can come online early. They can, the armor shell lets them take Roche really quickly. I feel like the lane's not going to be too hard for her, and I don't know if the game is going to go long enough for the Spectre to become a problem. I think if it goes really, really late, LSC are definitely going to come out on top with a Spectre and a Tinker. But who knows, man? I mean, you get a Refresher Orb Warlock. Golems and Fatal Bonds can single-handedly win a team fight. I wonder how much money this guy's Warlock is worth.
This is quite exciting.
Tribute to my house.
Very interesting set. I do apologize for the distracting cosmetic pay-to-win set analysis. Nubels with an excellent block in the mid, already setting him up for a very good time here in the mid. I think you really need this kind of block if you're melee against a ranged. Miss trying to get the Shadow Word off, trying to get that harass. Distant Echo finds him. I think he's going to get poked himself. So it could be a 2v2 here in mid. Both mid heroes are really quite strong. Mid forced to heal himself instead of using that to harass. So I think we'll see this as a 2v2. Up top, we got a 2v1, Spectre and Lich versus Abaddon. This is the lane I expected to happen, and I think it looks better for, I mean, it's a Lich. Playing against Lich in the off lane is really, really miserable. So it'll definitely be a bit of a nuisance for Team Red. What did Snapped devour? What is it? Maybe nothing? He must have devoured something. I don't know what he did though. And mid missed, healing himself to trade right clicks with Tar. We'll come out on top in that exchange thanks to the heal. Distant Echo appears to be roaming up towards the top lane now. But Snapped is getting harassed. Venge picking up that aura. And a Root with the Spike Carapace can easily trade against Snap. But needs to be cautious around that Inferno Blade, forcing a lot of regen from this Doom. Snap's going to be looking for a probably, well, it's blocked. The net camp's okay, but he would really like, let's see if there's a good one up here. Probably the net camp. And again, LSC, it's really important for them to set up for this Spectre. She needs to have a good lane, so I really like pairing her with the Lich, just guaranteeing that she has space, that she's safe, she's secured, but Mist just chasing down Tar. Maybe a little too much. He's TPing now. They don't have an Earth Spike just in time, and he'll die, but Neo gets first blood on Snapped at the bot lane. Both teams tending their ganks at the same time. But first blood going the way of red. And unfortunately, we do not see that that shift. The second of support leaves, though. Ziggy getting harassed by the Abaddon. I don't think Abaddon should be afraid at all of this Spectre. But if LSC can buy time into the very late game, I think they will probably win this game, and that's one way to buy time. You kill the enemy offlaner to secure your safe laner's farm.
You'll not live to see that dawn.
But Snapped himself needs to be very, very careful. There's 2 ranks in that magic missile, a lot of damage, and 2 ranks in the Impale. And oh, and Noobles with the Boundless Strike kills off Tar. Yeah, wow. And again, when the laser's on cooldown, it's really hard for this Tinker to win this lane, I think. Oh my god, another kill. Got a rotation coming in from Mist. A magic missile and an Impale. And the Doom goes down the drain, but LSC down 2k gold at just 3 minutes is very, very significant. Although, definitely not insurmountable. Definitely not impossible to come back, but if Noobles keeps shutting this Tinker out of the lane the way he is, Tinker has 2 last hits and 2 denies. A good blind, making sure you can get at least some kind of denies, some kind of lane pressure. But when that laser's down, this Tinker's vulnerable, man. And Snapped appears to have been more or less relegated to the jungle. He's really struggled in his lane, died twice already. Neo, level 4. But thanks to Devour, Snapped going to be able to at least get farm in his lane. Able to keep up in gold at least. Got 3 heroes up here trying to zone away this Abaddon, but it's going to be very hard to do against that Aphotic shield. The mana drain will thankfully prevent him from spamming out that shield, but he does have a couple mangoes in his bag. Two, 3 bounty runes going to the Dire or Radiant. I wanted to say Red or Dire, but those bounty runes, again, you can't really afford to let them go, especially when you're behind LSC heroes. The mid is the most disastrous lane for them right now. I think they should send this back to a 2v1 or a 2v2 situation to try to make this Tinker a little bit more comfortable. Force that Warlock, especially away from bot lane, to create space for your bot lane hero, your Doom. But then Abaddon, just look at him bullying these sports. Oh, distant. Possibly trapped inside the trees, but able to walk away. Very, very close. Very, very risky. Or Spike, a slow 2. He's got a shield in just a second. His mana is drained. He's got mangoes, though. So I like how they're doing this lane, but mid, more action. And at bot, once again, they kill Snapped. But Tar gets a kill on Noobles. Maybe Noobles getting a little over-aggressive. So maybe Tar going to be able to come back a little bit. He's got his soul ring in his stash. Perfect. My apologies. I get paranoid about whether or not I muted myself on accident, so I do tab out occasionally to look, and you might not be able to hear game sound at that point. But a DD on Noobles. I don't know that he'll be able to make any use of this. Nice pickup of the infused raindrops. Will eat rockets, eat some March damage. Should eat laser. Laser's pure damage though, so it might not. It says magic damage specifically, so I would think it wouldn't block the laser damage. The Disneko needs to be really careful. Fire Fist does a lot of damage. That shield popping. They gotta make him uncomfortable. Level 5 on Ziggy. This is how they want this lane to go. And they forced TPs up now. That ward did spot all these TPs, so they know Mist and Root are here. And thanks to the sacrifice, even though they've got a tri-lane up here, it's not that bad XP-wise. Monkey King, oh, going after Tar, trying to get those right clicks out. Rearm up, but probably not really going to make any use of it. Fun fact, Tower will not target you if you are in courier form. If it shoots you and then you switch to courier form, it can hit you, but minions won't target you either. So this is a great tool to manage lane aggro. They see Root here, but Neo finds another kill on the Doom. Oof. Using that swap aggressively to hunt down the Doombringer, and this offlane going incredibly badly. Looks like they're going to lose the Lion too, not able to turn around fast enough to get a stun off. Well, the lanes are certainly going much better this game than last for LSC. They're not going great. Ziggy is farming fairly well, but not as well as Neo, and I imagine once this bench gets a couple items, and she's got one on the way, that he may even get very aggressive. His drum's now finished. Coming to him will allow him to chase down enemy heroes very, very quickly. Noobles will shrine up, using that Monkey King mobility to do so. I really do worry for LSC in this game. Going into team fights, they don't have a really great team fight, but they're fighting against Fatal Bond. I mean, pretty much just Warlock, Monkey King. It depends on if they can get a couple marches laid down in the team fight by the Tinker. If they can do that, I guess attrition will prevent Red from really seeking a fight. That Monkey King spotted immediately thanks to that ward, and LSC pushed far enough back onto their side of the map that, oh, they should be safe, but an Impale catches the Spectre. Do they have any kind of protection to come onto her? The Earth Spike does hit 2 heroes, but Spike Carapace stops 1, a Hex 2. Monkey King diving in deep. He's got his jump to bound the strike. This Spec is so low, she can't die here, but she will, and Jingu now up for Monkey King. He's got his tree dance, and in 2 seconds he can Primal Spring. Will he go for these supports? He jumps forward after them now. He wants to get them. Disneko getting low. The Earth Spike stunning him up. Will he continue pursuit? And oh, not where you want to TP.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Monkey
attack.
King slaying 2 at top. An excellent rotation. LSC knew this was there. Could fit him even more. That crit was just unbelievable damage. Will he be able to chase this guy down? There's Chain Frost and a slow, but the Primal Spring forward. He jumps down. And Spectre Haunt and gets a 3rd kill. Triple for Noobles. Looks like he'd be able to 1v1 this guy thanks to the Desolate and the Dispersion. He might be able to, but Noobles not looking like he's going to stick around to try to fight it anyway. Oh, Wukong's command. He needs to be very cautious fighting here, but look at this damage. He does go down though. He figures, you know what? I can't run away, can't Primal Spring while I'm taking damage, can't True Dance. So might as well try to fight it, but a triple kill for Noobles nonetheless. Though Spectre getting a bit of a paycheck from the death of that Monkey King, and some space created for Tar in the mid lane. Now over Doom driving this, just struggling in his lane to really, really do anything. He's 4 levels behind the Venge. He's died 4 times to the Venge and friends, and Disneko also going to die. They find this ward. Oh, Noobles is here again. Trying to slow up the Spectre, has a Boundless Strike, maybe wants to save it for the crit, but will he dive? That's the question. The Boundless Strike does connect, he gets his Jingu, a beautiful Impale, and that should be a dead Spectre. And an immediate cancel from the TP from Lion, as Noobles just is, much like last game on the Kunkka, just creating mountains of space. He's basically recreating the Big Bang with all of the space that he is making for his team, allowing Neo to just free farm, just choking the Spectre out. She was not doing bad on getting her relic at a decent time, but she died twice. They've got Mist getting solo XP2, want to get the Lock Rock online, and it is ready to go to, and Nubal's just sitting in the tree. Did they see him? I don't know that they did. Distant Echo throws another spike in the trees, so I imagine they did. Immediate Hex coming out. Root is here too. Has not enough mana for an Impale. Gets the mana burn onto Distant. Now the Jingu is popped and just smashes the skull of that lion. Another one dead too. Ziggy is running into the trees now. Has no TP. But my goodness, this Monkey King showing everybody why he is the king. Nubal's 7-2, and a lane that was going well for LSC is not going so well anymore. The first tower of the game also going to fall for Team Red. And it is looking very, very bad for LSC now. There's a 4K advantage, and really, I want to give a lot of the credit for this game going the way it is to Nubal's. The Spectre was doing fine in her lane. I don't think she was second or third on last hits. She was getting decent levels. She wasn't getting pressured that badly, even when they had the Warlock and the Nyx Assassin up there, but suddenly the Nubal's just shows up at a Doom at the bot lane. Onto the Vengeful Spirit. Neo, do they have the damage to get him? He's slowed up now, but he's just so tanky. Thanks to the drums, thanks to the Perseverance. But I think they might be able to get him. They need another Infernal Blade, but now a heal coming in. I don't think they can actually turn this back. Neo with that Doom, he doesn't care about that premonition of death. He's going to turn around and fight. The only death he sees is this Doombringers, but now he's stunned up by the Spike Carapace. Wave of Terror getting below. The Lock Rock drops, stunning up both of those heroes. Nubal's going to die to Aegis Swarm, but it looks like they're going to lose 2 heroes down here too. A Magic Missile in the face of that Lion ends his miserable existence. I don't know if it's miserable. Let me see, what's his score? 1-5, pretty miserable. This Lion's had a rough time.
Tower is on its way further down.
And oh, Ziggy now, once Abba gets level 6, he really shows no fear fighting. And Ziggy has got to be uncomfortable. Although the Monkey King is dead, so a bit of like breath for him, you know?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Missed. They get that tier 1 tower at bot. More gold going into the red coffers. And look at this net worth advantage. 7K gold on Neo. 2K ahead of this Spectre. And again, we just have to see if the Spectre can get to the late game. But look, he has less gold now than when I last looked at him a couple minutes ago. He's just getting crushed. The pressure that they're putting onto the Spectre now. It's incredible. Oh, and Abaddon found out. Can they kill him? His ult is down. The Primal Spring coming in. He's got the Boundless Strike. Just look at that damage. Lich lost his life, and now the Wukong's come in, a commanding presence. But the Finger of Death flying out. Perhaps Nubal's reevaluating his decision, but we'll soon have that Battle Fury. But just farming heroes instead of going for farm. Sorry, I'm distracted by this. I don't know, I do apologize for that bit of a stutter. And now going after Ziggy again. They've got Distance Echo here. He's got the Hex, cancels the Boundless. Oh, I don't know if you want to go after this guy. They do see where he is. If they can cut down the tree that he's in, they can kill him very easily. Oh, Chain Frost isn't enough damage, and it is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under fire.
But LSC snapped. Do find a bit of a reprieve onto this Nyx Assassin in the mid lane. Especially nice for the Doombringer to get that kill, as he's really struggled. Looking at these net worths, it's nice to see Spectre beginning to catch up, but Neo has just had a completely free lane. Level 11 on this Vengeful Spirit. We'll have a Linken's before too long. Oh, great swap. The stun coming out too. Will they be able to do the damage to kill him though? He's trying to run into the trees, trying to hide. They've gotten a Wave of Terror. Ziggy now in the tree line, running back out of it. Nicely done from him. and his teammates arriving. Neo, oh, I don't know if he's going to get out of this when they turn their attention onto him. There's no Finger of Death, but the Mana Drain and Infernal Blade, the shield trying to buy him some time, but he's going to pop anyway. Or is he just on the run now? That Aphotic Shield just doing so much work to save him. The Rockets going forward is there too. There's another one going after this Vengeful Spirit. The Aphotic Shield should save him. A Wave of Terror, shredding some of these armors. Spectre popping that haunt wants to get Neo, but Neo so fast, so furious, and a nice impale from Root. They're trying so desperately to catch up, but they just can't. And now Fire is getting drained. He's got no borrowed time, and he'll die too. But Neo going to escape all that investment, trying to find that Venge, and they just can't get it. But LSC did a great job in protecting their Spectre. Ziggy able to able to draw things out long enough for his team to follow up and for them to punish. Excellently done by LSC. Maybe not everything that they would, maybe not excellently done. Maybe not everything that they wanted, but it's something. And when you're behind, you'll take whatever you can get. However, Nubles with the DD rune, there's a lot that he wants to get with that Spectre. No TP for 17 seconds. Ziggy running in the trees. Oh no. Oh, one more tree dance, and Ziggy will be spotted. Does he see him? They ping him out. Oh, no. Primal Spring. Nubles did run out of his DD room, but doesn't need it. Jingu, Boundless, and Ziggy has lost his life again. And that Boundless Strike damage is just incredible. But Tar now starting to do what Tinkers do best and trying to split push. Almost has enough gold for his Blink. He's doing had a really rough lane, I think. Maybe not as bad as the Broodmother lane, but it was still pretty rough. He had a really hard time getting farm, but Tinker, one of those heroes that can recover spectacularly.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
But a tier 2 perhaps going to fall here soon. The Venge Aura providing a nice boost of damage. And oh, they see heroes TPing. Mist does have the Golem. Do they want to go for something? Nubles in the trees. Do they cut this tree down? They spotted him. The Golem hits 3 heroes. The Fatal Bonds won't lash on anybody else, but they've already lost Snap. The Chain Frost bouncing around does send up 1. Tinker Rockets coming in. He's spamming those out. The laser onto Mist. The Doom flies out. Does finish off the Monkey King. Root going to lose his life due to that Chain Frost. And they're keeping pursuit going. They've got Mist as well. A massive fight for Team 11 Snow Cones, and Red on the run. Neo probably going to die here too. Abaddon not anywhere to save, and one more hit should do the trick. An Infernal Blade damning that Vengeful Spirit. That was a huge fight for LSC, who are now suddenly looking a lot tougher in this game. A 2.7k gold swing, almost 2.8k gold swing, and a 3.2 XP swing their way in pretty much no time flat. It is looking great for them now. They've got a lot of recovery to do still, but Spectre and Tinker both more net worth than this Monkey King. Nubles created a lot of space for his team by pressuring that Spectre, but in that time, he also died 3 more times. Oh, Tar getting jumped. There is a laser. Can't get the blind onto Nubles, and he's trying to TP. Found the strike to cancel. Well done, and it should be a simple matter. Needs to get that blind, or he is bashed. And now Nubles can finish his Battle Fury. I think Red still... I mean, I think they just kind of overestimated themselves. They fought under a tier 2. Pretty much 4v5. They had a great Warlock Golem, but unfortunately the way it was positioned was they get the Doom here, and then the other 2 stunned heroes are in this weird triangle where they can only really kill the Doom. So the positioning of LSC definitely advantageous to them in that encounter. But will Red make that same mistake again? We'll find out. Monkey King with his Battle Fury going to be able to farm very, very quickly. Neo Lincoln's done. I don't love the Lincolns, but I think this game it's a good choice because you have a laser, finger, hex. Ooh, that probably was not what you meant to do, my friend. You just ate your Tinker's travel creep. Rockets, are they gonna pursue this Venge? Neo very tanky with that Lincoln, so I don't think they want it. He's just dropping some marches to try to keep the wave shoved. But anyways, Lincoln's normally I don't like as a second item, but against Doom, against Finger, against Laser, against Hex, I think it's a great item choice. And there's Spike on to Noobles. Aphotic Shield is protected for the time being. The Finger comes out now. Lich trying to get that Chain Frost with a beautiful stun onto, but a double kill for Tar. Chain Frost bouncing between the Golem and Fire Fist. Fire Fist now missed. Needs to be careful. His own Golem betraying him. Fire Fist slowed up here. Needs to borrow time too. He's gonna die. A double kill for Aegis. Red losing 4 in a disastrous fight under another tier 2, and this tower can be denied. LSC another 2.4k gold swing and an equally advantageous, equally significant XP swing as Red just appear to underestimate their opponents, and Red just don't seem to have the damage to follow up the Golem. The Monkey King dying much too quickly thanks to that Finger of Death. I think he should get a BKB next.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Defensive items, at least for a short time, for them to be able to fight, but Monkey King just gets blown up by spells, by Chain Frost, by Fingers. And LSC, the Doom on, or the Shadow Blade on the Doom on the Shadow Blade. Really, really good pickup for them. There's not, they do have decent detection on Red. Just, I think, in anticipation of that. Noobles, yep, queued up a BKB. Great choice. I think if he can get that BKB, the next fights will be much, much easier for them. Venge, Invis, needs to be a little careful. Ziggy has that Radiance, had it for sure. Oh, they see Neo, already breaking the Earth Spike coming out. Magic Missile flying forward, but they're going after him. There's an Aphotic Shield. This could be a good fight for them. Distant Echo in trouble. The Chain Frost doesn't bounce to anybody at all. The Aphotic Shield eating a lot of that damage as well. Rockets from the Tinker trying to fight for his team, but it doesn't look like they're really committed to this. They don't really want to get in on this, and they sacrifice their Lich for the greater good. No Finger, and yeah, when that Chain Frost stopped bouncing, you probably stop fighting if you're LSC. Sacrifice your Lich and say, you know what? It wasn't our Spectre. But another advantage of Red's draft is Monkey King and Venge both real good at killing Roshan, and so they'll have an Aegis in the next fight too. The Spectre throwing out her dagger. He does have Haunt. He could use it if he wants, but his teammates nowhere really to be found. Hasn't popped that Haunt yet, and nope, doesn't, just decides not to commit for it. Perhaps a good choice. The team wasn't really in position to fight that. If they had a couple more heroes near there, I think maybe, you know, you go for it, but when it's just you, your legions are gonna die, and might as well give that up and try to just defend your high ground. Is that the Shadow Blade done on the Venge? It is. So 2 Shadow Blades, 1 on each team. Yeah, Monkey King. Nubel's not going for Shadow Blade yet. Only about 1k gold away from his BKB as well. But Spectre doing the same thing as the Monkey King was, just kind of farming away from the fights, trying to finish as Manta. Got level 15 and his 8 all stats. One interesting build that we've seen is people go, like, instead of the 8 all stats, you get the Spectral Dagger cooldown and then, like, all of the Spectral Dagger talents. And you just vomit out daggers. I saw AME do that, LGD AME. It was really, really impressive, but I don't think it's something you do every game. With an Aegis on Neo. Red feeling emboldened. The last few fights have not been great for them. If you take a look at this net worth graph, it's dead even. XP heavily LSC favored. So Red, they had a great start to their game, but I think maybe a couple mistakes in terms of like time management, especially on the Monkey King, and it's cost them. And this high ground is going to be so hard. Neo just looking for the Tinker. Oh, his Aegis, he could lose it here. A lot of heal, Finger of Death. Neo throws out a Magic Missile onto Distant Echo, just goes in and tries to fight the Aphotic Shield. A Golem wound up, a canceled swap back onto Root. The Golem will hit on one hero. Aegis going to die. Just now the Monkey King, Wukong's command, the Chain Frost bouncing around. Neo getting very, very low. Nooble's getting low. They lose one hero, and now Nooble needs to get out of there. He's going to die. It's a double kill for Ziggy, and they've lost 3, 4, 5 heroes. This This Venge definitely not going to survive, but they forced 2 buybacks as well. Neo on the run with his Shadow Blade.
Is under attack.
And did they come out on top in that? I think they did because of those buybacks that got forced. They dived so deep, didn't get a tier 3, but because of those forced buybacks, a 1k swing in favor of red, but only barely worthwhile for them. Especially as Tar starts to put pressure on the side
Radiant's
lanes.
middle tower is under attack.
Another really good chain frost, and it just feels like the only way fights begin for red is with the Warlock Golem, but honestly, LSC, pretty much all they have is their Chain Frost too. So both sides very spell dependent, and oh, Neo, he needs to not get lasered, but thanks to the Lincolns, he can't be. The killing spree now for Neo, able to use that DD rune to great effect, and goes for the Vengeance Aura damage. When the DD is gone, we'll see how much damage he's really getting. So it's a 45% extra damage. That's still a lot of damage. He does a lot of damage still. I would like to see, again, BKB. I think the Lincolns helps Neo survive a lot. Nubles has strictly offensive items, and it just hasn't really worked. The Chain Frost did so much damage, and bouncing into at least twice. He gets hit by like the Finger of Death. It's just very the Finger, though, that fight did go on to Neo. But once Nubles get to BKB, I wonder if LSC will be able to win the fights. Definitely not going to be impossible, as Ziggy's net worth very high, but so is Neo's. And the Tinker just creating tons of space for the team. Good Earth Spike. They're trying to stop this high ground siege. Fortification is forced out. The Mana Drain, Arcane Boost to try to restore him. With that Vengeance Aura, they want to push a little bit. They've got their 5 heroes. They've got Wukong's Command. Chain Frost is up. And the Golem not for 30, but they might get a tier 3. An aggressive swap onto Aegis, a good Force Staff trying to save him, but he's getting very low. Chain Frost does come out in time to Doom onto Neo, and now Tinker gets a laser onto the Vengeful Spirit, and that Chain Frost just bouncing around these supports. Nubles with his BKB delivered just in time. The Wukong Chain coming in 2. The laser eliminating 1, but missed. But then turn around onto Snaps. Aegis already dead 2. Ziggy getting extremely low. If he dies, it's a double kill to Cleave. And now they're trying to get on Tar, but a good Earth Spike and a buyback immediately from Ziggy. More buybacks coming out, and with that buyback and that tier 3 and another fight, red in an incredibly good position going forward in this game. Oh, and your tree has no safe place for you, my friend. An excellent fight for Team Red. Uh-oh. A loss of 322 gold for Team LSC. Perhaps foretelling of how this game is going. Losing their Spectre there, and the BKB of Nubles increased his lifespan for at least 10 seconds in that fight and allowed him to just fight through that Chain Frost. We saw it do so much damage, though. I think Aegis on this Lich has done so much work, but the problem is there's only so much that you can do with that Chain Frost. An item like a Pipe, which Abaddon is getting, it reduces
Radiant's
effectiveness a
middle
lot.
tower is under attack.
BKB that we've seen on the Monkey King. And Neo, I'm not sure they killed him in that fight. If they did, it was quite the investment, but I'm really not sure that they did. The Silver Edge done, now queuing up what looks like a Satanic. Oh, Root in position, goes on to Distant Echo, the stun with the Warlock Golem, the Fatal Bonds, that actually I think kills Distant Echo, just the Bonds. Ooh, just barely alive. I don't think they're gonna find him either. He should be good. With that Golem, they're gonna get ready to push, knowing that Ziggy is dead, no buyback. It's up to Tar to slow down the siege with his Mark of the Machines. LSC desperately, if they lose this game, they're only 1 game from elimination, and really, I guess 1 game from 2nd place, the more optimistic way to look at it. Beautifully timed blink from the Tinker, just in time, but Shield coming in, Snaps gets a stun onto 1. They lose their Abaddon before he's even able to get that ult going. The Rockets with that Tinker Ags going to really slow down the siege, and without Abaddon, I don't know if Red even should go for this. They don't have a Golem. Yeah, without the Abba able to tank stuff up, I don't know that they go for this.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
But they get a Magic Missile onto 1, the Chain Frost bouncing around, the first charge eaten. It looks like it's just going to hit creeps. And Neo has swap up in just a few seconds. That could be all that they need to get a fight going. But they don't have any vision on the high ground right now. Oh, yes, they do. I lied. Is the swap range long enough? He has it. Gets the swap off onto the Lich, and Aegis, he's done for. Wishes he had one. But a break onto Neo and Infernal Blade 2. This tier 3 tower getting very, very low. Are they going to be able to get this using that swap down? Excellent blind. All 4 heroes just not able to hit this tower at all. And the buyback coming in from Lich. They're all very, very low. They won this tier 3, but they're not going to get it. Just barely 16 HP left on that, and it gets denied. TPing away, forcing the Lich buyback. Get some more gold in the bank of red. They don't get anything for that tower, though.
Excellent.
I claim this prize for the House of Ernest.
Ziggy. No buyback means he can just buy out his Manta. Does get a nice hunt. That's actually a lot of gold, but 500 tell talent also just great for the spec, making him much tankier, increasing the power level of dispersion a fair amount. Red still only 3k ahead, so definitely not out of the game yet. And oh, snaps, goes on to Fire Fist, has no Doom though. Vegas wants to get his Aghanims as well. Huh, Vlad's haven't seen one of those in a long time. Gonna be going Guardian Greaves too as this fight breaking out in the mid to Chain Frost, bounding around, slowing up Neo just enough for them to kill him. The Finger of Death committed to Root onto Aegis. The stun just gonna miss thanks to that 4-step, but Distant Echo probably gonna die to this Venge Spirit. And no, missed getting that last hit. Ooh, nice Carapace to stun up the Tinker. They know where he is, but I don't think that they can catch him. Nooble's on the hunt. Rocket's just coming out. The Boundless Strike will whiff. And Tar, a thorn in the side of Team Red, as they've gotten a couple tier 3s, have yet to claim a Rax, and probably not going to be happy until they get at least a couple lanes of Rax to guarantee, or at least to more solidify their advantage. 2k gold comes and goes in the space of a fight. Ziggy getting bigger and bigger. And the later this game goes, I think the harder it is for Team Red. A Spectre and a Tinker, especially once he gets the Scythe. He's still a ways away, so there is still a good chance for Team Red. But once that Scythe comes out for the Tinker, this game is so hard. Nooble's on the prowl. BKB at 8 seconds. Could get a jump in. Warlock also here. Doesn't have the mana to use his Golem. I don't think you want to use the Golem anyway.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Tinker, can he time the Boundless Strike? Just jumps away instead. The dagger does catch him in the trees. Noobles has to get away. Spotted by one. The dagger will finally hit him after he gets that double jump.
Situation.
And the Tinker rockets continue to fly out after miss. This poor Warlock. Just look at this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's just disgusting. Look at this rocket spam, and now they're after Noobles. He's getting low. The 4-step. They've got a Doom. Do they want to use it? They get it onto him, and I think he might be dead. If he can make it back to his base, he's got a reasonable amount of HP. Miss needs to get the heal onto him. He should live through with the heal. Yeah, he's going to be fine. So the Doom coming out a little early, perhaps. Perhaps should have just not used it. Bounty runes now on the map could be picked up, but with that Doom gone, fights very hard for LSC. I think they rely, much like how Red relied on their Warlock Golem, they really need the Doom onto a high priority hero like the Monkey King. The Abaddon is a very important target to be doomed.
Invisibility.
And Lemon Snow Cones, they barely have a lead now. This game incredibly close. Last game we saw Lemon Snow Cones just get dominated by Team Red, but this time showing that this is the reason they made it this far into the AD2L, the reason that they're competing for the first place in the Contender League. That sounded really bad. Down the strike, cleaning up the wave. Nyx trying to pester Tinker with a stun, but he's already back home, safe and sound. Tinker catching up in net worth to the Venge too, and let's see, so he needs 27, blah, blah, blah. So he's still a little ways away, but not that far from that now. And now they found Monkey King Finger at death. And the Spectre haunting his dreams. Really not haunting, just desolating him. It's all by his lonesome. That bonus pure damage is nothing to sneeze at. But Neo, they want to get a return kill, but were they spotted? Are they sensed out? A swap back onto Aegiswar, not the most ideal target that they want to get. It looks like he's getting low. The Chain Frost coming out just in time, bouncing around between these heroes, and the Golem too missed, taking a ton of damage. The Tinker looks like he's going to try to blow up this Warlock. He's healing himself, but it's not going to be enough against that burst damage. Spectre bombing the Haunt, going after Neo. Neo, man-fighting gets in the break. Could he beat Ziggy? He's going to miss, getting that double kill too with the Earth Spike. Hits one, the Lincoln's eating the other, and now they're after this Abba. He's broken. He's got no borrowed time either, so he's on running on limited resources. The Death Golem from that Warlock too, going to make things very, very complex. Snaps his neck on the run. Distant Echo spotted by this rune, but you're not able, or spotted the ward, but not able to get in on that. And now there's a wave of creeps hitting their racks. They're forced buybacks on two. If their Spectre dies, they can make something happen out of this, but those buybacks discouraging further aggression from Team Red, although forcing those buybacks gets the ball back in their court, if only just barely, thanks to that gold advantage that they get. Now at 2K, and look at this net worth graph. It has been really close. Neither team getting much more than a 5K lead at any point in this game. Team Red now at 3K, so I think probably the second or third largest lead we've seen in this game so far, but Roshan up, and I think that's probably the next play for Red. XP also looking pretty good for them, just about 2.5K. It'll probably update shortly. I feel like it's not all the way up to date. And Red, yeah, going right into the Roche Pit. They kill it very, very quickly. There's no Spectre Haunt to get in on that right away. Firefist tanking it up. They may know that this Roche is happening. They had a ward there, but it's not because it's too late. They can't get it. They get the Doom onto Root. He's vendetted, though, very, very fast. And that hero has a ton of regen. Look at that, 20 regen and a Pipe of Insight Aura. They can take reduced damage. So they are without a Doom up against an Aegis. Neo taking a lot of damage inside the March. Ooh, will they be able to defend high ground with only 1 life on their Spectre to 2 on Neo, who has just man-fought them. And he hasn't picked his next talent yet. The spell immunity piercing magic missile will be fine, but I have a feeling he's going to go damage. There's not really BKBs on anybody. I'm really shocked that he hasn't taken a talent yet. Perhaps just weighing the options, but now with an Aegis and a Satanic, this guy is so hard to kill. This Core Venge working wonderfully for Team Red. LSC just weren't able to contest it in the lane at all, but an Ags now on the Lich. That's one of those items that can really change the way team fights play out. But Red, I think they're feeling confident. 4K gold lead. They've got an Aegis. They got a cheese, probably a Nubles. Yes, Nubles has the cheese. Oh, a swap back onto Ziggy. Can they kill him off? If they get this guy, it'd be devastating. The Earth Spike not going to hit on anybody. The Spectre getting extremely low. Neo trying to get him, haunting, jumping around, trying to dodge these heroes as best as he can. He's able to do it so far, but Neo, does he find the right one? Ziggy getting low. Magic Missile off cooldown. Ziggy trying to hide in the trees, and he gets away. They're not able to get the Spectre, and they haven't lost. Neither team has lost anybody yet, but now it looks like they're going to lose that Aegis as Neo getting gone on a beautiful Golem, and 4 heroes caught inside that Fatal Bonds. Look at the damage. They're sharing is carrying, but not in this case. That's not with the Golem coming out too. Aegis going to die. A double kill for Miz. They've lost 3 heroes. A buyback immediately from the Lion. Another one coming in from the Tinker. Snaps incredibly low. They don't see him though. He's heading for the time. And Neo still has that second life available. And he's going to turn, trying to get another kill. The Lion dead, dying back on him. The Lotus Orb reflecting that dagger. And Snapped trying to get killed. Nooble's getting with the Radiance mischance. He can't do it. Oh, Snap just barely making it back. Nooble's with Bound the Strike, eating that cheese, keeping himself healthy. The first barracks of the game.